You know when someone triggers you and then they sometimes apologize afterwards for doing it, but then you still kind of feel unsettled with it? Well, one of the reasons that we feel unsettled with it is because you know deep down that they haven't learned the lesson. Like, they're not going to correct it, right? They've basically just learnt the words to pacify you through their apology, but at some point in the future they're going to do it again because they don't understand correction, right? And when you try and give them feedback or information on what you'd like them to do differently, they see it as an attack, right? Because they haven't built the emotional intelligence to be able to take the information on board and process and be like, oh yeah, I can see what you're saying. I'll work on that. I'll do it differently next time, right? So when you're dealing with people that aren't willing to work on themselves and they don't have the emotional intelligence to take on board what you're saying, best thing you can do is just create some distance, right? So sometimes cutting them off or going no contact is a bit harsh. Sometimes not too harsh, but just not practical. Sometimes there's family involved, or partner, or they're tied in with your circle somehow, right? And you can't just cut them off. It's not that simple. So you just create a distance that feels comfortable for you, right? You create a level of interaction that you feel at peace with, right? Knowing that you can't fully cut them off or whatever, then you decide where that distance is. And the other thing is you control your triggers. So when they trigger you, make sure you're controlling your triggers, because part of controlling the triggers is learning the lesson from your point of view as well. So the lesson for you is learning they're going to do it again, right? Instead of thinking people are like you and they want to work on themselves and do better and correct themselves. Not everyone's like that. Some people aren't interested in personal development. They don't want to be better. They don't want to be changed from who they are. They actually think you're the problem. Like, you bringing it up is the problem, right? So you also need to learn your lesson, understand and accept they are like that. They're not going to change. You've just got to figure out what level of interaction and what kind of distance you want to have between you and that person, rather than cutting them off. If you'd like help learning how to control your triggers and help learning the lessons and figuring out what that distance would look like, then I'd love to help you. Click on the booking link and let's get started.